we go. I'm gonna be adding some new things. I'm gonna be doing some body weight strength training. So I'm gonna be doing 50 lunges and 25 squats and 50 push-ups and 25 pull-ups. So I like to start with running just a little bit. Just get the blood going. I ran a little bit before I got here, so I'm all warmed up. And let's go right into push-ups, because those are my favorite. And we're gonna do 50. And then the last 10, I like to touch the sky. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Really stretches out the core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and we'll do 50 lunges here. So there we go. And then we'll end with 25 squats. Okay. Awesome. And then we'll do our 25 pull-ups at the end of the run once I get to a place I can do that. And that's what I love about doing strength training with body weight, is you can do it wherever. Sometimes it's hard to find a place to do pull-ups because you really do need to pull to work your back and your biceps. Oh, is that a fox or a coyote? That's a coyote. Oh, look at that. What's up, buddy? It's a coyote. I'm gonna walk towards it. Oh, there it goes. It sees me. Oh, that's cool. I see a lot of different animals out here, like right in this spot. Actually, it's weird. One time I saw an elk, just one elk running. Usually they're in a herd, which is weird. See a lot of deer, a lot of different birds, like a crane, gray blue heron. Yeah, and there was a coyote. It's just awesome. Nature, that's why I come out here. Anyway, yeah, so to find a place to do pull-ups can be tricky, but if you have a tree branch or a rafter in your basement or garage, or an actual pull-up bar you can buy those that wedge in a door frame, then you got something to pull on. And obviously pushing you can do anywhere, and that works your triceps and your chest, and actually your core, your stomach, because you're basically planking when you do a push-up. So it's very efficient. And then obviously squats and lunges, that's for your legs and butt. And then running, if you run in a, I like to say, a healthy way, you're going to be running more on the front of your feet than the heel, and that's going to work more of your calves. So your entire workout right there, there you go. And if you can't do, a push-up or a pull-up, you can do negatives, where you just get in the push-up position and then let yourself down slow on like a 5 count. Or if you can't do a pull-up, you get a chair or some kind of thing you can step up on, like a stool, and you get up on the bar in the up position and then let yourself down slow, like in a 5 count. And then doing those, you can work up to doing a pull-up or work up to doing push-ups. So there's always a way, right? There's always a way it's always good to think about the options you have. Think outside the box. A lot of times we box ourselves in with our own thoughts. And what's cool about the mind and humans is we are creative. So we can create a new pathway, be it a habit, a thought pattern, a place we go, food we eat, drink we drink. There's always different options. And so it's good to know what works for you, what benefits you in a healthy way that's also benefiting others. And I think that's important to remember, is this benefiting me and others as opposed to just self. It's important to think of everyone involved. And I know I'm not perfect. I've messed up with that. And I'm sure you have too. But we need to forgive and go forward. Forgive forward. And forgiveness really helps us release the past, be it forgiving ourselves or forgiving others. And the past is the past. So it's healthy to see what's going on now, and then right now in your day, and then move forward with that. So here we are on a trail run, number 3, and we're doing a little strength training this time. So that's good. And what else is going on? I think it's healthy if you can to get out in nature. Been doing some research, and I guess humans need an average of 120 minutes a week in nature. I would think it's more, but something happens when you forest bathe, as the Japanese call it. I forget the actual Japanese name for it, but it's forest bathing. But just being out in nature, and it could be a local park or wherever, just spending time out there, it does something. It absorbs stuff. And I like going out alone and really releasing, you know, maybe I'm frustrated with something, or I'm angry with something, and I just need to like vent it all out. And I feel like the forest alone is a good place to do that, and it absorbs it in a healthy way, as opposed to projecting or expressing anger on another human. So, you know, we bottle stuff up and it needs to release somehow. So if we can find tools to release those emotions and feelings, get them out of our bodies, out of our minds, out of our hearts, it's really good if we have that practice, because if we hold them in, they can turn into sickness, either emotional sickness, mental sickness, physical sickness. I've heard that, like sometimes a tension or a negativity that you hold on to can actually turn into something pretty toxic in your physical body. I don't know if there's any academic research around that, so I would look into that yourself. But I would think, I think it's pretty accurate. Maybe I'm jumping the gun there, but it seems to be. And I know when we cry, we actually release toxins. There's toxicity in our tears. So when we're crying and venting all that out, you're actually releasing actual toxins and getting all that stuff out. And I think that's healthy, to relax into our emotions and let them just flow where they need to flow. So we're not suppressing them or ignoring them, because they're still going to be there. But if we can just release them, and really it's just can be about relaxing and letting it all out. My first time in a float tank, 15 minutes in, I had a big, session of release. All the self-doubt, anxiety, sadness, hurt, just kind of all came out. And the float tank, yeah, that's the sensory deprivation tank, where you're in you know, six inches of water. You're floating in Epsom salts, so you're fully buoyant. The water's the same temperature as you, and it's complete darkness, so your senses can't take in much. So you're just left with your brain and your thoughts and your emotions and your heart. And it's a really powerful experience. Hey, what's going on? So yeah, if you get a chance, I'd check it out. I'm not sure with COVID what the current situation is. I haven't floated for about a year, but I went about once a week for a year or two, and it was very good, very healing, very transformative, and it acts as a reference point, an anchor when I'm feeling a little lost. I can be like, okay, where was I in the float tank? What kind of state of mind, state of heart? And then I can go back to that place. And I can even float just laying in my bed in the dark, you know, because you have the covers so you're warm. And I like to put in, like, my favorite is Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd. And yeah, turn off the lights. And that part 1 and part 2, that song, it's about a 30-minute session. And I just find so much benefit from doing that. Best part is it's free. I can do it anywhere. And it's another tool I have to help me out, because tools are important. Where do we grab when we need something? The more we have in our tool belt, the better. I mean, we're all gonna get in funks. It's part of growth. A funk or depression or anxiety is just another challenge to show you your next area of growth. And so it's cool to have tools to help you grow from those things, not live there, right? They're lessons, they're not your life. Just like a classroom class isn't 24/7. It's there's a period for it, you know, and then you learn what you need to learn, and then the bell rings and it's time for a recess or time for the next class or whatever. So I think we're multifaceted beings, and just like we study a lot of different things in school, we can be involved with a lot of different things in life. We're multifaceted, right? So we have our work to focus on. We have our education, always learning something. We have our physical and mental health to focus on. We have our relationships to focus on, significant other, family, friends. And then we have our leisure time, like our recess, our playtime. And it's good to be balanced in those 4 quadrants, and not spend all your time in one of those. Because if you're always working, then you're like a workaholic, and you can get off balance and lose sight of, you know, the other 3. Or if you're totally codependent in a relationship, your work's gonna suffer, your health and mental strength's gonna suffer, and then your leisure playtime, your fun time is gonna suffer. So, but if you're playing all the time, again, yeah, it's got to be balanced. And I think every day we should spend time in all 4 of those quadrants, at least a little bit. Helps us get redirects. So, you know, these runs for me, it's a good redirect. If I'm going too far out in one of those other areas, going for just a 10-minute run kind of helps put me in perspective about how I need to be balanced. So, and I think the goal is quality of life. How would you define quality of life? To me, that's success. And I think it's being balanced in all those areas and really doing it from a place of love. I think that's the aim, is to know what love is, be able to accept love and be love, more loving. And I think if we're honest with ourselves, I think that's what we all want. And you could deny that, But I would challenge you to look at, well, what's underneath your current motive, and it's probably around experiencing and giving love, because we are social creatures and we desire community, we desire to support and be supported and live and thrive together with other humans and the planet. I think we all want that. How we go about that can be different, obviously. So that's where grace and understanding comes in. We're not all the same, and that's okay. It's totally fine. Just as long as you're not consciously hurting somebody else or using them to get more towards your quality of life. And I think we could be unconsciously doing that at times too, and that's where our good friends and family can call us out and help with those redirects. And calling somebody out can be tricky because a lot of times we project our own stuff, right? So if we're genuinely calling somebody out, I think it's better to seek and see value in that other person. Talk about their strengths, talk about ways they can move forward and in a better way, as opposed to focusing on their quote-unquote failures or mistakes or shame. Because I think most of us beat ourselves up enough. So support each other can really help us move out of whatever we're in. So I've found when people believe in me, I'm more likely to believe in myself and just, yeah, thrive and enjoy life more. So I believe in you. You got this. Okay, 25 pull-ups, here we go. Might do a set of 15 first. Yeah, we'll do 2 sets, set of 15 and a set of 10. Whew. I think I'll mix up my hand position here for the last 10. Here we go. Okay, one more. Very good. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm Jason Asher, encouraging you to move every day in your own enjoyable way and just make it your own. Make it consistent. Okay, much love. Bye.